Great. Well, it is Wednesday, and as everyone knows, today we're asking the question not just does youth work, but did it make a difference? So I'm speaking to young people, or not even young people anymore, people that I did youth work with as a youth worker over 15 to 20 years ago. And we're asking the question, did it make any difference? Obviously, I'm putting myself on the line. They might say, no, it made no difference. Dan, you're rubbish. But I've got someone else here, which is fantastic. Vicky, thanks so much for joining us. Vicky, tell us, first of all, what do you remember about youth work? Not just the stuff you did when I was a youth worker, but do you remember when you were, however old you were, when did you first engage in youth work? And what do you remember about the activities and things like that you got involved in?
Okay, well, I was pretty lucky in the sense that I lived about 7 doors down from our local youth club. So I remember, I think it was every Monday and Wednesday, so it was twice a week. For 50p, you could go in and you had tuck shop, they had games on, arts. Also, in summer, they had summer days where like you could, like a summer fete type thing. So I was very involved. It was something to look forward to and like somewhere to meet your friends, and not even necessarily friends from school, it was friends from the area.
Well, how old are you when you first engaged in youth work then? What age was that?
Well, I remember my earliest memory is when I was 5 and the local youth worker taught me how to plait my hair.
Wow.
Yeah, and I still I completely forgot her name now, but yeah, I've seen her around through the years when I visit back home to my mum's, and she still remembers me.
And obviously, okay, then fast forward probably about 7 or 8 years. That's when maybe I came in contact with you.
Yeah.
What do you remember of those days? What pieces of work do you remember the beginning of when you engaged with Ignite? What was it and how did it feel? Do you remember the activities you got involved in?
Yeah, so like I think the first thing I got in with Ignite was the Elevate dance program. So I remember going to the centre in Wealdstone, and there was loads of us, and I remember just started high school, so and then I think once or twice a week we'd all be in this massive hall, all in our own little dance groups, practicing for certain performances coming up, or just hanging out really, and just like having fun and working towards something.
Amazing. So the big question we're asking is, did it make any difference? So like, obviously you first started engaging at 5, you were still engaging with youth work probably all the way through education kind of years.
Yeah.
Looking back now, it's 15 years ago since kind of we did like, probably officially you had any youth work connected that you were involved in. Do you think it made any difference to your life?
I mean, 110%. I think there's 2 massive parts in my life where I think youth work made a massive difference. When I was really young, it was an escapism. My home life wasn't a happy one. So, having a place to go and, someone taking the time to teach you how to learn how to do a plait or whatever, else was going on in those times. It was an escape for me. And then like obviously moving forward to when I'm like a teenager, again, I mean, if I wasn't at Ignite, I was out on the streets drinking. So, it definitely made a difference for me to learn certain skills. Even if I couldn't apply them 7 days of the week, it was 2 days of the week where I was engaging in positive activity. And then, I have to also mention, I went astray for a little bit and like distanced myself from the dancing stuff and went down quite a dark road. And then I bumped into a youth worker who I used to do the dance with around 16, 17 years old. And he was on the way to Ignite, the youth group. And he said, and I was asking how everyone was, and he said, oh, come along. And then that was it, basically. I was there from 17. I was there as team leader. I did the internship. I was employed in the end. And I mean, I honestly always think, like, if I hadn't have bumped into Michael that day and he would have taken me there, because I don't think I would have had the the guts to just go and like search it on my own. But the encouragement and like the warmth I felt, and then I came along, and it's completely changed my life. It helped me grow into, it changed my values. It helped me grow and into a mature adult, and realizing that, you know, alcohol and drugs is, you know, it had a very negative effect on my life. And also the people that I was like hanging around with, you know, my fondest and happiest memories are the ones with Ignite, because there was no alcohol involved or anything like that. Like, it was just pure belly laughing, you know, pure. And then the memories that you take with you forever. And I cannot be anything but thankful.
Oh, amazing. Well, and so for people that are watching, and I'm sure they'll be interested, what does life look like now for you? Where are you? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I left working at Ignite when I was 23. I was devastated to leave. I was crying for about 2 months before I left. But I wanted to go traveling, and I wanted to like experience new things. So yeah, I went traveling Australia and India and other places in Asia. And then I met my now husband, and we went traveling. We carried on traveling together. Then we moved to Berlin together. So I've been living in Berlin for 7 years now. We've got 2 little boys. My husband's just finishing his law education. I'm studying at university, which I literally never thought I would see the day, but, you know, better late than never. And yeah, like, my life is, you know, I can always kind of see, because I go back to Harrow and England a lot, and every time I see people, they're just like, oh, you've done so well for yourself. Well done. Like, I remember you getting drunk down the street, you know, when you were 14. And, oh, I'm just so happy to see like how well you've done. And it's always a constant reminder of actually, like, yeah, my life could have turned out very different.
Well, hey, I'm proud of you. I for the audience that don't know, obviously, me and Cindy, the youth worker that I was working with at the time, met you walking around the schools, walking around the halls at school during school time, and you were saying, "I don't really go to lessons. I don't really get involved in that kind of stuff. I just come to school just to hang out. It's better than being at home." So to obviously that is then to see where you are now. It's just so amazing. Obviously. Yeah. Again, this is a message to everyone. Youth work really is making a difference. It gives young people not just direction, but sometimes the skills and the opportunities to really do some great things with their life that they might not just have that unless they get that support. So thank you so much, Vicky. I can't wait for you to see the next video. I'm sure you're excited too, but that's coming soon. Thank you very much.